It's morphin' time! Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby 3. This is the Mr. Hornsby 3 show, and today I'm going to be talking about the cancellation of the Power Ranger reboot. I'm also going to talk about my favorite and least favorite seasons of Power Rangers from Mighty Morphin all the way up till Cosmic Fury. And I don't know. I got to talk about a few other things, but first, got to get a word from our sponsor, our fake sponsor. Because this past summer, I created a new movie in my imagination. It's called My Cousin Benny. And it was so well received, I'm going to have a sequel called My Cousin Brandon. It's kind of like My Cousin Benny, but darker, and has boobies in it. Go down a little bit more. Anyway, also gotta advertise the Imaginary Forrest Gump CD with such great hits. I say Life is Like a Box of Chocolates is really shot up in the billboards. So yeah. And then, there ain't no more Colts logo on this. Or I would do a fake sponsorship with the Colts logo. Colts cups. Anyway, let's get the Power Rangers. That's all the fake sponsors. Anyway, let's talk about, so apparently Hasbro was working on a Power Rangers reboot. We haven't had a new Power Ranger show since Cosmic Fury, which ended in 2023. And, for 3 years, I guess the show was in development hell because we didn't hear too much about it, when it might come out and everything, and then they just decided to cancel it because apparently it was too expensive and all that stuff. Which, you know what? That's kind of crazy they couldn't, that it was expensive because they took all these crappy live action Marvel shows and they got a season 3 of Boring Again coming out early next year, which, by the way, I'm upset with the fact that they freaking, that they're holding back your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man until January. But anyway, so it was too expensive, so they weren't going to do so they decided not to do the Power Ranger show. They just canceled it. So I said, oh, God, here we go again. But then again, you know what? It's only been like 3 years since the last Power Ranger show. So I don't know if too many people are clamoring for a new Power Ranger show, especially with how much garbage Power Ranger shows have been. A lot of garbage Power Ranger shows came out after RPM. Wouldn't be a Mega Force. So, I don't know. I guess they didn't think they'd get anything back with their investment. And that's probably why they canceled the freaking show. But anyway, my thing is, I've always wanted to see this play out. And I definitely want to see it play out. Only because you could get the original cast members back. And they wouldn't have to do anything physical except for talk. I think they should have made a Power Ranger show that was an animated show. Like Mighty Morphin. They could have continued the adventures of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in an animated form, and bring back all the old voice cast. Well, except for Dewey Trang at the time, because she had passed away in 2001. And, you can't do it now because Jason David Frank's gone. But I still think animation would be a good idea, especially with the fact that, Marvel has made some good animated shows lately, including X-Men 97, Season 1 to Season 2. Even though Season 2 wasn't as good as Season 1. But, I think Disney could have Disney could have made a good animated Power Ranger show. Maybe that's what they'll do, a good animated Power Ranger show. Who knows? Because it won't be as expensive. And you won't have to worry about too many other things. The actors won't have to do physical stuff, but unfortunately, right before that special came out in 2023, before the finale of Cosmic Fury showed up, or the final season of Power Rangers, which was Cosmic Fury. Jason David Frank passed away. Now, I think you can still do a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger animated show if you can get somebody that sounds like Jason David Frank, even though it's not Jason David Frank, to play Tommy. And you could probably get someone who sounds like Thuy Chang to, play Trina. Or Trini. But I don't know what they're going to do. Probably not. They did pay a tribute to him in that anniversary special in 2023. But they only had Zach and Billy, and then, you had Rocky, Aisha, and freaking Kat, and Adam, and Billy. They all came back, but the other ones just disappeared. Couldn't get Austin St. John back. Well, Walter Jones also came back, too. Couldn't get Austin St. John back. Couldn't get Amy Jo Johnson back. I think the lady who played Rita passed away, so you wouldn't have been able to get her back anyway. Didn't even get to see Goldar again. But, what? It's what it is. Anyway. Yeah, I think they should just go the route of trying an animated show for Power Rangers when they do eventually reboot it. I think an animated show would do a lot better. You can start with, Mighty Morphin and move back up to, I guess you can go to Cosmic Fury, since that was, the final season. Maybe have, could probably even do something beyond Cosmic Fury. I doubt they will. But, yeah, maybe they can do that. But who knows. Sequel shows are very hard to do. I mean, look at Dragon Ball Super. It totally screwed up things because of the timeline they chose for that freaking show. Now, the show's still good. I'm not saying it's terrible. But, they screwed up the timeline, and now the show is just, is what it is. There's no real threat in that show, honestly. Yeah, at least for X-Men 97, at least you realize there's a threat with things because it's a sequel. It's following up the 92 show, so, yeah. Anyway, hopefully, we get a freaking Wolverine in the X-Men Season 2 and 3 and that. When they're finished with X-Men 97. So, yeah, I mean, really not too much else to talk about with the freaking Power Ranger show. I mean, yeah, it got canceled. I think when they do eventually reboot it, why not just go with an animated show? That way it won't be so expensive, and you won't have to worry about, actors complaining because they got too much physical stuff to do. And you won't have to pay them too much because of all the physical stuff they're doing. That's what they should do, but who knows. What they would probably do, honestly, is probably would have just made a show continuing Mighty Morphin, which is fine with me. I love Mighty Morphin. I didn't care too much for Season 3. But Season 1 and 2 I thought was pretty good. Season 3 it got kind of lame. I stopped watching, but I did watch some of Zeo. And then, I stopped watching Zeo for a bit. Then I watched Turbo, which... No, actually, I didn't watch Turbo at all. I totally skipped Turbo. Because the movie sucked that bad. I skipped Turbo because the movie sucked that bad. Now I do remember a lot of things about Turbo. I have rewatched it in the past, so, yeah. Anyway, I would say I've seen bits and pieces of Turbo. In Space was good, but, that don't get the popularity that, a Mighty Morphin did. A lot of Power Ranger shows that came out with good shows after Mighty Morphin didn't get as much popularity as Mighty Morphin did. I don't know. Anyway, so let me talk about my favorite and least favorite season. Let me talk about which seasons I think are terrible and which seasons I think are good. So, of course, let's go over to Mighty Morphin. Season 1 and 2 were good. Really liked it. Season 3, I mean, it could have been better. I think had they had Lord Zed and Maria be beat at the end of Season 2, and then they went with Season 3 and did Ivan Ooze in Season 3, because we did get the Tengu Warriors, although they were changed to Tango Warriors, but they were Tengu in the movie. So, I think if they would have just went with Ivan Ooze being the freaking main villain of Season 3, probably would have been maybe a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, plus, you know, in Season 3, we lost Kimberly and got freaking Kat. So, yeah, I mean, Season 3 out of the Mighty Morphin show was the weakest. But Season 1 and 2 I thought were really good. Of course, these are the ones I think are good. Zeo, I like Zeo. Zeo was really good. Only problem I had is that they should have let Jason be the Gold Ranger longer. I mean, he should have been freaking Gold Ranger longer. And like, they could have did the whole thing where they fought freaking King Mondo at the end, and then after that, then the freaking guy that was the Gold Ranger said, "Oh yeah, we're finally healed. Can I have the Gold Ranger powers back?" And then Jason could have been like, "All right," because you know, in the freaking finale. Oh wait a minute, I think they did do that. I don't know. They should have made Jason Gold Ranger longer though. Let's say Trey never healed. Trey never healed. Just make Jason, you know, Gold Ranger for the rest of the show. Alright. Now, of course, Power Rangers of Space was really good. Andros was one of my favorite Red Rangers of all time. He's up there with Jason and Tommy. But, I don't know. I also liked Cole as Red Ranger and Wild Force, but that guy turned out to be a maniac in real life, so, yeah. Crazy. I also like Wes. Wes is one of my favorite Red Rangers as well. But anyway, yeah. In Space, really good. Love it. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, I'm like, it's okay. So I thought it was okay. I didn't like it as much. Let's see. Power Rangers Time Force. I don't care what anybody else says about Time Force. I like Time Force. I thought it was a good show. Power Rangers Wild Force. It was okay. But yeah. I don't know. It was okay. And we go over to Power Rangers Ninja Storm. I know a lot of people thought Ninja Storm wasn't that good. I liked Ninja Storm. I thought it was pretty good. I think it was a little better than people give it credit for. Yeah, I didn't like the frickin' double collar thing though. Like, there was 2 Blue Rangers and there was 2 Red Rangers, just 2 different colors of red. That's something I didn't like about Time Force either. Like, the Quantum Ranger ended up being frickin' red. I'm like, oh god. We already got Wes as Red Ranger, and Alex was Red Ranger, and took back over as Red Ranger at the end of the Time Force season. So I didn't like the fact that, you know, they just went with the Crimson Ranger is, you know, he's red as well. And that's the same thing with Ninja Storm. I didn't like, but then again, they were from, at least with Ninja Storm, they were from 2 different ninja academies. Like, you had the Wind one, and then you had the Thunder one. I think that's what it was. So, boy, it's really freaking cold, and I'm freezing. So, yeah, I didn't like the multiple colors. But you know what? The reason why there were multiple colors is because, you know, they were from 2 different ninja schools. And let's get to Dino. I love Dino Thunder. Even if there was only 5 Rangers, and plus, you know, Mesogog is one of my favorite Power Ranger villains ever. Mesogog was just so freaking awesome. And he was like brutalizing the freaking Dino Rangers at the end of the freaking season. He was whooping them up. Until they combined all their powers and took down Mesogog. But you know what? Once he got rid of Antoine Mercer, he became even more ruthless. That's what I liked about Mesogog. He was more ruthless. because of Antoine Mercer being inside of him, he kind of, you know, slowed him down on being too evil. But I like Mizagog as a villain. He even freaking kicked the crap out of Lothar and turned him into a little statue figurine, which was funny. I also loved Power Rangers SPD. That was really good. Really good. Now, I will say too, Disney made a lot of good Power Ranger shows. And a lot of those first Power Ranger shows that Disney made were pretty good. Then they got the terrible ones. You got the Mystic. I'm not going to say Mystic Force terrible. Mystic Force wasn't terrible. It was okay. When I rewatched it, I'm like, oh yeah, Mystic Force, it's okay. But it's still not one of my favorite seasons. Then after Mystic Force, they did Operation Overdrive. Oh boy. Operation Overdrive sucked. Operation Overdrive just sucked. Big time. And I know they put Zed and Rita's kid in that one. But boy, did Operation Overdrive suck. It was terrible. Then we follow up Operation Overdrive with Wild Force, or Jungle Fury. We follow up Operation Overdrive with Jungle Fury, which sucked even worse than frickin' Operation Overdrive. And I don't know how Jungle Fury could suck even worse than Operation Overdrive. But geez, this sure did suck. And then we got RPM, which was a pretty good season. That was a pretty good season. I really liked RPM. You know, I think they had way too many Rangers. That's the same thing with SPD. They had like way too many Rangers. Because you had Doggy Kruger, he was Shadow Ranger. Then you had the Cat Lady, who ended up being a Ranger, even though her power was limited. And then you ended up getting the Omega Ranger. Then, after RPM, they did a freaking reboot or remake of freaking season 1 of Mighty Morphin. I don't even think they showed every single episode of it. They might have. And then we got Samurai, which I thought Samurai was okay. I know a lot of other people hated it. Super Samurai also was okay. Then after that, oh boy. After Super Samurai, did it get the trash? Like, yeah. As we got Mega Force and Super Mega Force. Both sucked. I was happy to see some of the Rangers come back from previous Power Ranger shows in the big battle at the end of Mega Force, Super Mega Force. Boy, did that show suck. Then I think they did Ninja Steel. Ninja Steel sucked too. Really sucked. Then we got, what was it? Beast Morphers? Yeah. Then we got Power Rangers Beast Morphers, which also sucked. Boy. Then we got Power Rangers Dino Charge and Super Dino Charge. I think we got Beast Morphers and Super Beast Morphers. And they were out of so many ideals of villains, so they just went back to Vengeance from frickin' RPM. So Beast Morphers sucked. Then Dino Charge sucked. And Super Dino Charge sucked. I don't know what came. I don't know. I've lost track of which ones came which. So then I think after that, wasn't there one more before we got to Dino Fury? There might have been one more bad one before we got to Dino Fury. Then we got Dino Fury and I think Super Dino Fury. Which I thought those were okay. Those were okay shows. And then Cosmic Force, that was okay too. One thing I loved about it is Lord Zed was the main villain. I mean, heck, come on. Lord Zed became the final villain in any Power Ranger show, which was great, even though he got freaking screwed over in that last episode of Cosmic Fury. I'm like, no! What the fuck are you doing? You don't do that to Lord Zed when you built him up as the baddest motherfucker in the Power Ranger universe. I know you getting punked out by some stupid freaking, what was it, some guy teacher or something like that? I don't know. Like, no! Why? Why, man? Why? Boy. That was lame. But, you know what? Then we got the 30th anniversary special with Robo Rita, which, it was okay. I just would like to see the other Rangers. I would like to see I would like to see them have been able to get like Austin St. John and, you know, Jason David Frank and all the other ones, but they really didn't do that, which was kind of lame. Anyway, Jason David passed before it came out. He's like, and Dewey Trang had been gone for years by that point. But, you know, all you really had was freaking Billy, Zach, you know, Kat, Rocky, Aisha, Adam. And Aisha, you know what? She was only what? Power Rangers do the middle of season 2, and then all of season 3, and then she left, and you know they brought Ashley in for Zeo. I don't know. Yeah, so that's my video. I just wanted to talk about the Power Ranger shows. Talk about the cancellation of the frickin' reboot they were working on. And apparently they're just like, oh, it's too expensive. And I guess they didn't think they'd get the money back on investment. But, you know, I think in a couple more years they might go back to try to milk that Power Ranger well. Or maybe they might even try next year. Because... you know, Playmates came out with the frickin' Power Ranger figures. They just made like the Zeo team for their I think it was like for their collector line. The first team they make was Zeo. I wonder if they'll make like the Mighty Morphins for their collector line and all that. But we'll just have to wait and see. Seems like a Jason head sculpt that's coming with the Gold Ranger for the Zeo figure looks pretty good. So we'll see. But yeah. That's all I got to say. I'm upset that they canceled the reboot, but you know what? Power Rangers has not really been that great. And even though they've had good shows since, they haven't really been that great since, I guess you could say, In Space. All the other shows were okay, or they were good, or they were just horrible trash like Mega Force and Super Mega Force, which, boy, were freaking terrible. Beast Morphers sucked. Frickin' Ninja Steel sucked. The only good thing about Ninja Steel was the villain. Dino Fury, that was okay. Cosmic Fury was okay too. But, yeah. So, Power Rangers hasn't really been great. And of course Turbo, I hated Turbo. I did end up rewatching it. I did like frickin' Diva Talks. Diva Talks' cleavage. Yeah. Cleavage! Yeah. But I was like hitting teenage years when they came out with that frickin' show. So of course I'm thinking about the cleavage. Like, yeah, cleavage! Diva Talks! Anyway, but yeah. So yeah. Man, if they do bring back Power Rangers, then make an animated show. And try to get the original cast members back, and they won't have to do too much physical stuff. They could just frickin' do their voice acting. And then frickin', you know. But I know people like Austin St. John, and that'll be asking for money. Like Amy Jo Johnson, her reason for why she didn't come back for her 30th anniversary was like, well, we're around our 50s. We can't be running around in tights no more. Why not? WWE wrestlers are still running around in tights, and half of them are getting into their 50s. Yeah, why can't you do it for Power Rangers? I don't know. Some of them probably got out of shape. Like, boy, Rocky. In that 30th anniversary, boy, did Rocky look like he found Burger King or freaking McDonald's or something after he left for Power Rangers. I mean, I think Johnny Bosch Young was still in good shape. The rest of them are kind of out of shape. So, maybe if you just hire them as voice actors, then they won't have to do nothing and they won't have to wear tights. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know, I would like to see a Power Ranger reboot, but I don't know, it might be too soon from when the finale ended. Like, especially with the fact that, pretty much a lot of these seasons just weren't that great after freaking Power Rangers and all that was, like, I don't know. Anyway, don't forget to tune in Wednesday. I am going to be advertising. Don't forget to tune in Wednesday because I'll be doing a video talking about my favorite horror movie theme songs. Will Nightmare on Elm Street be on there? Will the Phantasm theme? Halloween? Will the Friday the 13th theme? Will there be a theme people probably didn't think I'd put on there? So many freaking theme songs for horror movies, but I'm going to pick some of my favorites. Whether they play it at the beginning of the movie, or they play it in the middle of the movie, or at the end of the movie, when the movie get ready to be over. And then Friday, big wrestling live stream video. I'm going to be talking about Eric Bischoff's stupid remarks about ticket prices for WWE. I'm going to talk about something that's bothering me about AEW this past month, maybe past couple months. It's really getting annoying. I'll do my predictions for All In. I'll talk about the predecessors of Hulk Hogan that they had planned to make the next Hulk Hogan once WWF was done using him. And, I'm also going to talk about a what-if scenario that, like, if WCW stuck around after 2001 and didn't get bought out by WWF, and what might have happened on both ends of the spectrum from WWF and WCW. I did one like that a while back, but because I've been watching this one video, these videos from Hard Picks or something, talking about what would have happened if WCW wouldn't have ended in 2001. So I want to kind of follow up on that and talk about that myself. And I'll probably use the roster he set up in that video to talk about those are the main stars of the WCW at that point. And talk about why maybe the Big Eagle would have stuck around for maybe another year or so had WWF not bought WCW. Also talk about some other wrestling things. Might even talk about some wrestling figure stuff in it. I don't know. Yeah, we still haven't heard nothing about what AEW's planning to do after their license with Jaguars is up, which is at the end of this year. So I'll be talking about all that freaking Wednesday, the theme song video for horror movies. Then Friday, the big wrestling topic video. So yeah. And then after Friday's wrestling topic video, we play GTA Vice City Definitive Edition. Because we gotta start getting prepared for GTA 6. I'm also gonna talk about all the horror games that are coming out this year too, because there's a lot of good horror games that are coming out this year. And why they should bring back Friday the 13th. I'll talk about that sometime during this Halloween run. So, yeah. Anyway, why they should bring back Friday the 13th, the game? But a lot of horror stuff coming out. Horror games, horror TV shows, and all that stuff coming out this year. So, I'll talk about that stuff as we start getting closer and closer to Halloween now. Because, I've already started. I've done a few videos. And I'll be doing a lot more. So yeah, there you go. Big announcements too. That'll do it. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for. Let me know what you guys think about the reboot of Power Rangers getting canceled. Let me know what your guys' favorite seasons of Power Rangers are in the comments below. Which ones do you think are terrible? Which ones do you think are good? Which ones do you feel like, we're in the middle? Let me know that in the comments. I forgot to mention how much I hated Lightspeed Rescue. That one sucked. Anyway. That was the one that went back to Earth after they had 2 space seasons within space and in the freaking Lost Galaxy. Anyway, catch you guys later. Peace out.